The history of war and conflict on the African continent has rolled on for decades. Some countries have since their independence never known peace. This led to immense suffering of the population through unimaginable violations of human rights and increased poverty. The Sudan, the largest country in Africa, has experienced the longest conflict on the continent. This was mainly due to the absolute marginalization of the South from the political, administrative and economic life of the country. With the formation of the Sudanese People's Liberation Army and movement in 1983, the war took a vicious new turn till the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in Naivasha, Kenya in 2005. The long civil war affected all sectors of society in the south through death, abductions, torture, forced displacement of the population, total destruction of the infrastructure, and neglect of any form of development. The Sudan government soldiers and SPLA combatants, as well as other fighting forces including the Lord's Resistance Army rebels from Uganda, compounded all this with a catalogue of human rights violations. These were particularly committed against mainly defenseless women. The oppression and discrimination eventually led women to join the SPLA and to participate in organizing the war. Mary Apai Ayiga joined SPLA in 1991 as a mobilizer of the women's wing.
I looked outside Sudan, like other countries like Ethiopia, Eritrea, where women fought, they contributed seriously. Then I felt, also let me go and fight, because the oppressions are not only on men, but it is on both of us. We are discriminated. It's not only the man. This moved me to go and join the SPLM.
There were other circumstances under which the women played other crucial roles in the struggle.
The women supported the liberation struggle in many ways. They were actually, we had women who were combatants, and I'm sure being a neighbor you heard of what we popularly call as Katiba Banat, which means the battalion of the girls or of the women. We have women who have fallen in the struggle in the front line. The women supported the struggle by actually supporting the families.
In adverse circumstances, the women struggled so much to make their families survive. And it also made a major contribution in the management of the war.
Women played a very great role in so many areas, starting from their families, the community, and even the nation. And they were taking care of the family, economically, socially, by working very hard. Women have been the breadwinner, the granary actually, and not only in the government-held areas and even in the bushes, because they had to provide, let me say, the ammunition of women or the guns was food. If they never provided or grinded flour for the fighters, the war would not have succeeded. That's why, in a way, women participated in bringing along peace.
Despite this contribution, they were seriously targeted for abuse. The violation of their rights, coupled with their marginalization, prompted ISIS Women's International Cross-Cultural Exchange, a women's international organization based in Uganda, to embark on documenting women's experiences during the armed conflict in the Central Equatorial State of Southern Sudan. Particular emphasis was on Juba County. The documentation mechanism has for ISIS Wiki been important in highlighting the abuses and atrocities committed against women.
ISIS Wiki has been documenting and continues to document or research violence against women in situations of armed conflict. We do this kind of research in Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin America because those are the continents that have largely been affected by situations of armed conflict. We have been to Sudan to document those realities, and as you know, Sudan has gone through such a protracted war. But the reason why we document this is so that we bring out the uniqueness of the suffering that women experience. As you know from history, they will talk about men suffering, the men did this, the men did that, and nothing comes out about the women. So for ISIS is to bring out the sexualized and gender-based violence that women experience by virtue of their sexuality. Here I'm talking about gang rape, forced sexual mutilation, forced camp following actually, and cutting bellies of pregnant women. The reason as to why we do this kind of research is so that we provide data that has an indisputable evidence of abuse, and so that we can also provide the consequences of these abuses as well as the patterns of these abuses for effective advocacy, redress, and gender-sensitive rehabilitation processes.
For the women of southern Sudan who were affected by the war, the documentation program provided a channel through which to get answers regarding the atrocities committed against them. As an important stage in post-conflict rehabilitation, ISIS Wiki deliberately planned for it.
ISIS Wiki has over the years, through its international training program, targeted women from southern Sudan, especially those living in the diaspora, and had equipped them with skills in understanding human rights, with specific emphasis on women's human rights, as well as being able to document women's stories and experiences in situations of armed conflict. Such women had gone ahead to document specific case studies of women's rights violations, and some of these included sexualized and gender-based violence, issues of the effects of landmine, as well as physical violations inflicted upon them in such circumstances. Women from southern Sudan further requested for ISIS Wiki to build their capacity and also support them and work them in carrying out a more detailed study.
The documented Central Equatorial State will act as a springboard for documenting other states of southern Sudan that cover an area of 850,000 square kilometers. It took a lot of planning on the side of ISIS Wiki to zero in on southern Sudan. For this exercise, ISIS Wiki was aware of the daunting task ahead and began with initiating linkages with the leadership and training of research assistants. The long war generally had a devastating effect on the lives of women. It dislocated the social fabric of society. The atrocities which were committed were a serious assault on women's lives, dignity and livelihoods. Women still tell stories of torture, dehumanization and oppression by the government forces and the SPLA. A survivor still living in Supiri IDP camp recalls her painful experiences during the war.
There are a lot of difficulties I got mostly in Torit. It started in 85. First, they stopped the road. The road was already blocked. The road is blocked. For 2 years, we have no food taken by the road, only by the air. They're dropping the food through parachute. When that thing drops, even though it is near us, fighting will start at once. And when the food is ready, capture and they put in the store. There's a man also, the big man in Torit, he's called Liwa. He's Ali. He's a tape man. Just that food. All the soldiers will give this cup of the tea for one man. Imagine cup of the tea. And if you have a family, how can this continue with the children?
When her husband was killed, Camilla resorted to drinking alcohol to suppress her misery.
You drink, you will forget your these problems. You drink, will make you not to think much. So I said little by little. That one is 86.
86. You have been drinking since 86.
Aye, but I was not taking serious. But when I reach here now, with a lot of problem now here, what. So it did make me, yes, I'm drinking. But I'm not drinking in a battle way. No. But I'm drinking.
How much do you drink?
In a day? In a day, maybe 2 bottles.
2 bottles of crude gin, coupled with crude experiences she went through, could be the cause of the traumatic experiences she's going through now.
This pain here, night, this place want to break and become a bit in my mind here. And then this is my vein, muscle here. All this paining. And sometimes my waist, I don't know whether they carry the thing or what. There's sometimes, if I feel something, just the heat will come. I will feel very hot and I'm just sweating, just blow me. The whole time I'm feeling sweating. Even at night, when it is a cold place, but still sweating will come from my body.
For her and the other IDP residents still suffering from the effects of the war, life's realities seem unattainable in the near future. During the long war, the most disturbing experiences for women were the violent sexual acts committed against them by combatants from the different warring factions. In Lobonok village, a woman who was raped by government forces in 1995 narrated her ordeal.
This Arab soldier raped me and reported the matter to his superiors. Instead of punishing him, they just sent him back to Khartoum. My husband attempted to divorce me because of the rape, but the clan defended me. Although I stayed with my husband since that time, I have never conceived.
Like the government soldiers, the SPLA combatants also committed violent sexual acts against women in all their operational areas. For example, an old woman that was violently raped by SPLA soldiers bitterly narrated her ordeal.
They caught me. 5 SPLA soldiers held my legs, while one of them, young enough to be my son, raped me. I think if I had not come in then, they were going to rape my daughter-in-law, who had just delivered a child. My husband was annoyed, but we remained together. He said it was not my fault. However, I became sick soon after that, and I still get pain in my vagina when urinating.
Some violations were indiscriminate and distressful. For example, when the SPLA reached Gumbele, Jane, not her real name, was one of their rape victims.
They found me sleeping in the house. They sent my husband to go and look for food for them. As soon as he left, one of them raped me, while his 2 colleagues held my legs tight. Up to now, I still think of this incident.
Other survivors in anguish narrated the activities of the liberators turned violators of human rights. Young girls were captured on river points and taken for sex, and then returned in 3 days, while young boys were recruited into the fighting forces. My sister was raped while my father and brother were killed. I was beaten 100 canes every day for a week, even when I was 6 months pregnant. Inflicting of intense bodily pain would be combined with the degrading and humiliation of the victims. Young girls would have their vaginas mutilated with razor blades to enable sexual penetration.
The small girls, maybe 8 years, 10 years, they will just come and then with the razor blade, with razor blade, and then they will cut the small girl because they want to rape her. If you refuse, they will kill you.
Some violations were not only malevolent, but also repugnant with the intention of seriously annihilating the victims psychologically.
If they came and then find us sitting like this, they'll just come and then collect all of us women, even Jaja like this one, you know. Maybe 10 people will rape her. And then when they find your husband in the house, I am married and then I have the husband in the house. They'll just say, where is your husband? And then I just point, that is my husband. They'll just say, you come. And then the husband will just lie and down. And then they'll bring your women, your wife, and then put up. You are the mattress, the husband is the mattress. And then the wife is the what? Is the one they will want to use. And then they will play sex when the husband is lying down and the women is what? Up here. Maybe 5 or 6 people will rape the women.
Even in Juba town, women were systematically tortured using the official government's coercive machinery. Some women of Central Equatorial State Women Union